RTV6 is working for you.
This is breaking news from RTV6, working for you.
Another community shattered by a deadly mass shooting. This time it's El Paso, Texas, where shoppers at a local mall were targeted by a gunman. At least 18 people killed, several others injured. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. It's only been a few hours since the gunfire erupted in El Paso, so plenty of questions remain about what prompted this latest mass shooting. We know police have at least one person in custody. Let's get the very latest now from ABC's Megan Tevrazian.
Shoppers running for their lives. An active shooter killing at least 18 people and injuring others at Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso.
He starts pop, 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 pop. He's going for that stem out. He's trigger finger. He's going.
Police scouring the mall looking for the shooter as people frantically flee in the opposite direction.
They're just kind of hidden away in the banquet room over there, and they're just calling their loved ones, either trying to get a ride home or trying to get out of here.
Despite early reports of multiple shooters, El Paso police saying they now believe it was a single suspect, though the situation is still fluid.
We have one person in custody. We're not going to go into details. Multiple fatalities and several people that have been transported.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott thanking all first responders for their courageous response and urged all area residents to remain safe. Former Texas Congressman and now Democratic presidential candidate and El Paso native Beto O'Rourke on his way back to his hometown.
I'm incredibly saddened, and it is very hard to think about this. El Paso is the strongest place in the world. This community is going to come together.
President Trump tweeted he's working with local and federal authorities and has pledged his full support. This shooting happened at one of El Paso's oldest and most popular malls. Megan Tevrazian, ABC News, New York.
Some perspective for you on what's becoming a very disturbing trend. The number of mass shootings across the U.S. so far in 2019 has outpaced the number of days this year. That is according to the Gun Violence Archive, which tracks every mass shooting in the country. It has logged 249 mass shootings so far this year, including today's tragedy in El Paso. The Gun Violence Archive defines a mass shooting as any incident which at least 4 people were shot, excluding the shooter. Tonight, 2 Metro police officers are on administrative leave, and a man is dead after an officer-involved shooting on Friday night. Police say East District Flex Team officers, which are part of a unit that pursues the city's most violent offenders, were conducting surveillance near 42nd and Brentwood. Those officers attempted a traffic stop, and the passenger of the vehicle pulled out a gun. Police shot him, and the driver was taken into custody. Metro police say there was no body camera footage of this incident because the officers are not beat officers and are not part of the body camera pilot program. One woman we talked to who lives in that area says incidents like these show the need to have cameras on officers.
I mean, look what happened. You know, you never know. So that's something they should think about doing all the time. It's definitely scary. I moved here from Florida like in May, and this is the second time that this street is completely closed. So that doesn't make me feel too safe.
Police did recover a gun. There is now a criminal and administrative investigation underway to determine if the officers' actions were in compliance with department policy and state law. The investigation is still underway into how many officers fired their weapons. A local group is making a difference on the Far East Side, keeping young men out of trouble and grooming them for jobs. RTV6's Cameron Riddle joins us live tonight with how their efforts are changing lives one basketball game at a time. Cameron.
Nicole, good evening. It is no secret the streets on the Far East Side of Indy can absolutely be tough, and often what happens out here is not good news. But what is happening inside of this Boys and Girls Club is good news, and it is literally changing lives. On a Saturday afternoon, 21-year-old Desmond Johnson is in a safe place inside the Finish Line Boys and Girls Club while surrounded by resources and opportunities from Employ Indy, a program that literally has changed his life after he simply just showed up to play a game of basketball. In April of this year, Johnson wasn't sure where his life was headed. After spending a year in college, he was living with his mother, but still wanted more out of life. After 2 weeks of mentorship with Employ Indy, that's exactly what he got.
They had asked me to come in and just listen to them speak and then see if I wanted to join the program, and I did that, and they have helped me get 2 job-ready badges so far.
Johnson is one of 1,400 young men who are employed, who are working with Employ Indy, and they have connected through its Yes Indy re-engagement program. It is a part of their commitment to use basketball and reach young adults here on the Far East Side who have been disconnected from work or school. Coming up tonight on the News at 11, you'll hear more of Johnson's story and how he literally reached all of his goals of not only finding a job, but also an apartment. We'll also show you how the same thing could happen to you or someone you know. Working for you live tonight on the East Side, I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Cameron, thank you. IMPD is hoping to recruit more women to become Metro police officers in order to better reflect the community they serve. Right now, the department is just below the national average. 12% of the police force are women. Today, some of the applicants looking to join the department took part in the free Women Behind the Badge workshop. They got a chance to work alongside current officers, learning more about what it takes to become a police officer. A big part of the workshop is showing them the components of the physical fitness test.
What we have put in place here are some tools to let women know, number one, that they can do the job, and number two, what it's going to take to be successful. So not only are we telling them that they need to do it, we're actually working with them and showing them. So not only do you have applicants back there, you have officers back there, and the officers are working alongside with these ladies to show them what it's going to take to become the next woman behind the badge.
It is not too late to apply to become part of the current recruitment class. You do have until August 11th. You must be between the age of 21 and 36. In effort to recruit more officers, IMPD recruits received a significant pay raise earlier this year. First-year salaries were increased from $39,000 to $51,000. A search is underway for an inmate who escaped from a jail in southern Indiana. Jackson County authorities say Daniel Coomer of Clarksville escaped through an unlocked door last night. Officials say they don't know why that door was unlocked. They're looking into that issue right now, but meanwhile, they believe Coomer broke into someone's home after his escape and also stole some clothes. Sunny skies over central Indiana as we take in the view right now from our Weather Now cameras, and so far no sign of any approaching rain. Let's get over to Storm Team 6 meteorologist Kyle Mounds with what we can expect for the rest of the night. Kyle.
And Nicole, it has been another beautiful day here in central Indiana, enjoying a lot of that sunshine, and also this has been key. That humidity is only 33% right now, making that air very comfortable, even though it is on the warm side. We're at 85 now, made it up to 87 earlier this afternoon. You can see that east breeze between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Around central Indiana, you're close to 90 in Bedford right now at 89. It's 85 in Muncie and 82 in Crawfordsville. Not a drop of rain in central Indiana. As we look off to the north, there have been some thunderstorms in southern Wisconsin. Those are quickly, though, falling apart and will not be making it our direction. So if you are heading out to the Indiana State Fair this evening, some great weather there. Temperatures dipping into the upper 70s by 9 o'clock.
Kyle, thank you. IPS students and their families are spending the weekend getting prepared to head back to school on Monday. Today, the district held its third annual Back to School Festival at the Indiana Historical Society. There were tables full of free school supplies for students, and also on hand, IPS departments helping with everything from enrollment, special needs services, and transportation.
We have backpacks, we have school supplies, snacks, there's haircuts. We have the health department here if folks have vaccination needs. And so we've really tried to make sure we have all of our bases covered in terms of what our parents may need to make sure their students are ready come Monday.
IPS says the festival is a great way not only for kids to get those free school supplies, but also get connected and get questions answered before school starts Monday. Indigo representatives were also on site helping answer questions about the IPS and Indigo pilot program, where they offer free Indigo bus passes to students at several IPS schools. Kids all across the state are getting a big helping hand from Salvation Army and Walmart shoppers as they team up to stuff the bus. This is a collaboration that's been going on for 30 years in order to help local communities. All of the donations made at Walmart stores across the state stay right there in that community. Salvation Army says the simple act of providing school supplies to students in need provides them a boost of self-confidence and sets them up for a positive and successful school year. We talked to teachers from Abraham Lincoln Elementary School there in Perry Township who were collecting money and supplies today.
Our students are always needing school supplies and we're always running short, so we want to help our students any way we can.
I think our goal is just, anytime we have students coming into the building, we want them to be prepared with absolutely everything they might need to be successful as learners, and having all the school supplies on hand and ready to go is one way that we can help them just to feel welcome and to feel that they're going to be successful.
You do still have until 6:30 tonight to get out to Walmart to donate supplies. A deadly day at the beach coming up. A cliffside breaks free and falls onto beachgoers. We have the very latest details on what may have caused this incident.
Jetta, Tiguan, and select Atlas models.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Now to that cliff collapse at a Southern California beach. 3 people killed, 3 others injured. It happened Friday in a popular beach area about an hour north of San Diego. ABC's Kaylee Hartung with the steps authorities are taking so more damage does not occur.
Authorities in Encinitas, California today still worried about the vulnerability of the cliff and its surroundings.
From what we've learned this morning based off the geotech, that the area is still active. He is concerned about the areas to the side of the current failure.
Authorities today reinforcing the beach surrounding an oceanfront bluff after it suddenly collapsed Friday without warning.
We have 3 immediate patients. We can use the bath tower down here. We still have 1 traffic.
Beachgoers immediately trying to clear debris by hand before first responders arrived. Chairs, surfboards, and shoes left behind. The critically injured were airlifted to hospitals. 1 woman died on the beach. 2 died later from their injuries. The area of the bluff that collapsed, 25 feet by 30 feet. Debris as high as 10 feet. Heavy equipment brought in to dig through it.
It's just horrifying that the people underneath were there in the wrong moment.
The homes on top of the area, not affected. First responders say bluff collapses are fairly common.
Our coastline is a beautiful coastline. Our beaches are great beaches. They just are naturally eroding, and this is an unfortunate incident.
Extra lifeguards on duty today as the beach reopens to the public. Kaylee Hartung, ABC News, Encinitas, California.
With crystal clear skies here in central Indiana, using that telephoto lens to get a beautiful view here of downtown Indianapolis on your Saturday afternoon and evening. Temperatures still on the warm side here. We're in the middle 80s, most spots. Kokomo right now at 82 degrees. And want to show you that dew point. Many of the areas here, numbers are in the lower 50s. Pretty rare air for this time of year in central Indiana, and that's what's taken that humidity and really being a non-factor for us. A little more humid for you around Bloomington and Terre Haute, where those dew points get into the 60s, but it is going to be a very comfortable evening if you're heading off for the Symphony at the Prairie this evening. 83 degrees at 8 o'clock. We'll find those numbers with clear skies in the middle 70s for you at 10 o'clock tonight. And by tomorrow morning, with those clear skies, many locations, again, going to cool back into the upper 50s. We'll call for an overnight low of 63 in Greenwood and the Indianapolis area. And then tomorrow, starting off with lots of sunshine once again, and that will get our temperatures back into the lower 80s already by 11 a.m. Still a very light breeze out there. Just a touch more humidity is going to be in the air, but nothing oppressive as temperatures make their way mid to upper 80s tomorrow afternoon. We'll have a few more clouds around as we get into the afternoon hours too. 88 in Indianapolis and Columbus, 87 degrees for you in Muncie and Lafayette. Now, TrueCast is trying to pop up a very isolated shower here as we go through the afternoon. Can't entirely rule it out, but I would say that our our rain chances are less than 20%, so I really wouldn't factor that into your plans tomorrow. We'll keep most of us dry. As we go into your Monday, another dry day for us, partly sunny skies, that high 88 degrees, but yeah, we could use a little bit of rain here, and it does appear that those rain chances come up as we head into the day on Tuesday. Right now, about a 40% chance of some wet weather. Drops off a little bit on Wednesday, and then another chance here on Thursday, as we do have some abnormally dry conditions which have developed here, especially north of Indianapolis. So any wet weather is going to be welcome. We just don't have it in the weekend forecast, and that's also welcome, right? As we'll go through the next 7 days, we've got those highs in the upper 80s, close to 90 through Monday. 86 degrees, that 40% chance for some rain on Tuesday. And then as we go through the rest of the week there, high temperatures, pretty seasonal for this time of year, going to be in the middle 80s for us, and even into next weekend, looking pretty good on Saturday, a high of 84.
I feel like this weekend and the last few weekends have just been so beautiful outside.
Yeah, finally, because in the spring we had a lot of wet ones, so we're kind of getting the payback for that.
All right, thank you, Kyle. We'll be right back.
At Ross, yes for less.
Weddings can be really expensive, and we're even seeing more people taking out specific loans for them nowadays. So that has some people going the opposite direction. Annie Taylor shows us the growing trend of micro weddings.
It's that time of year, wedding season, and more couples are opting for a less traditional ceremony.
Well, micro wedding in general, I mean, a lot of times it comes down to guest count. I mean, I like to say anything below 60 people.
Unlike eloping, Ivor Margerson, founder of Colorado Micro Wedding, says going micro still has some of the same traditional aspects.
I find them a photographer, I find the flowers, the cake, the venue, the bartender, all of these pieces that I've already vetted, talked to them, made sure that they have packages that fit micro weddings, and I help you put all those pieces together. And once you have those pieces, the couple usually just takes it from there.
Most of those opting for this route are couples in their late 20s and 30s looking to save big on their big day.
They're also more budget-minded, more experience-based. They'd like to save some money and backpack in Asia for an extra week on their honeymoon, and certainly more likely to break a tradition.
Get this, a micro wedding can cost as low as $1,000.
Even with a group of maybe 40 to 50 people, I can put together a day for $5,000 or $6,000, which is, you know, what you might spend at a bar for a more traditional wedding.
Clearly, micro weddings are cost-effective, especially when you compare it to the cost of a traditional wedding, which on average is about $33,000 according to NerdWallet. Now, Ivor says not only are micro weddings budget-friendly, he's planned them under 7 days. Affordable doesn't mean poor quality. Look how beautiful these micro weddings turned out. And at the end of the day, as long as the bride's happy, that's all that matters.
Of course, I love big weddings. Like, I love being at big weddings, but for certain kinds of people, especially inclined to stress, micro weddings certainly have advantages.
I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
Hiring Hoosiers is RTV6's initiative connecting you to jobs, resources, and educational opportunities that will further your career. TeenWorks is a local nonprofit making work-based learning a reality. RTV6's Meredith Barrick learned more about how they help young people explore careers.
Absolutely nothing. And now that I think about it, absolutely nothing. Just in my room, wishing that I had something to do like this.
16-year-old Lauren Adams says that's what her summer plans would have consisted of if it weren't for TeenWorks.
Well, you learn new skills about life, college, and things that will help you move on in the future.
Inside People for Urban Progress, young men and women are taking material from landfills and repurposing them to be made into tote bags, purses, wallets, and more. TeenWorks president and CEO Nicholas Duvall says their mission is to propel teens into college, career, and community success.
They can participate in a couple of different programs that we have, and what you see behind me is actually our 6-week summer job program, where we allow kids from the Indianapolis and Marion County area to come in and have a 6 weeks paid work experience with different nonprofits throughout the city.
It goes beyond just gaining experience.
You know, whether we're going to college, whether we're going into the workforce, into the military, the 6-week summer job program really teaches them how to show up on time, be good teammates, have some leadership, all those things that they can actually take into their next phase of their post-secondary careers or college and make them successful by showing up on time, being great team players, and really having some leadership skills that they've been taught here at TeenWorks.
Adams agrees.
For me, I thought this organization was important for me to get out there and show the world, show TeenWorks what I can actually do with myself and everything that I have to offer this summer.
That was our Meredith Barrick reporting. TeenWorks offers a number of other programs beyond the 6-week summer jobs. You can find more details on our website, hiringhoosiers.com. A great chance today to get out and get your car washed while helping out a local organization that mentors children. Crew Car Wash teamed up with Big Brothers and Big Sisters by donating half of all proceeds for the ultimate car washes to the organization. Last year, they raised $70,000 during this event. A great day for that, Kyle.
Yeah, and you're going to get your money's worth here, as the next couple of days are going to be dry, just that stray shower here or there. But it's really Tuesday we get into some better, more widespread rain chances, and that's also when temperatures will cool down just a little bit. Those highs are back in the middle 80s. We got another chance for some wet weather coming our way on Thursday, and right now it looks pretty nice into next weekend.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 11.